Oh, the stuff I'm saying around there. You on holiday? Are you working? Daudi, pull it up. Pull it up, Daudi. Daudi, can you hear us? Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2, mic check.
1 2 1 2 testing. We are live.
Mic check 1 2 1. Ogwange tegukola David. Guno gwenjogerako gwa Eli. Omulala guguno toyinza kuwulira. Yes, you can't hear me. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
1 1 1 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17. Are we good? Can you hear me? Shall I stop?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching from. We are coming to you live from Accra, Ghana. We are at the Chimota Complex, and this is over number 1. We were having the first semi-final right about now, and earlier today, one of our mates, Mr. Andy Ofem, was out there in the middle of the two captains. Let's see what transpired at the toss.
Here in Accra, Ghana, African Games it is, and it's the first semi-final between South Africa and Uganda. At the toss with me, Shangese and Consulate, tournament referee Emmanuel Dube, the home team captain, South Africa. Shangese will toss the coin.
Heads it is.
Heads it is. Consulate, please. You won the toss, and what would you be doing?
I'll be bowling first.
And why have you chosen to bowl first?
I've chosen to bowl first so that me and my bowlers and the team at large can help the other team set a score that will be suitable for my batters to chase with ease. So to me, I feel bowling first on this trip is a good deal for us as a team.
So any changes from the teams yesterday?
No changes.
Yeah, all the best in the semis.
Thank you.
Skipper, you lost the toss again. What would you have done if you had won it?
We're going to bowl first, but either way, it's fine. It's still a betting track, so I'm still happy with the decision.
So yesterday there was some scare because we didn't see you there at the post-match presentation. What was it about?
My heart was beating so fast, and I think the heat got into me. So
Sorry about that one, but so any changes in the squad today?
Anna is back in the team, and then it's Jenna Evans is playing as well.
All the best, Captain.
Thank you so much.
And that's the news from the center. It's Uganda who have won the toss and they will bowl.
This is the game. You heard it from the two captains. Uganda's Consulate Nimungu Aweko winning the toss and saying she will have a ball first. South Africa have not batted first in this tournament thus far, and this is their team. And Neri Dekasan, Faye Tancliffe was the standout batter as they crossed the line against Nigeria yesterday. Nondumiso Shangase Precious, the skipper. Mian Smith has the finishing ability. Karabo Meso, good player. Kyla Reneke, a very good bowler there. She picked up 3 wickets yesterday. Leah Jones and Nombleko Baneti, Jen Wister, Seshini Naidu, a very good bowler, and Jenna Evans, both the full team that is playing for Team South Africa. The 11 chosen to do the job against Uganda in the semi-final. Early days, good weather out here, and this is the Ugandan team that will be playing today. Watch out for that lady, Immaculate Nakisui, former skipper for the side. She is back in form with the ball, with the bat, scoring her first half century yesterday. Janet Mbabazi is due a big knock, but there is Konsi Aweko with the ball. Then Esther Iluku coming through. Normally loves to field with the gloves on, but she's fielding as any other player because she's played as a batter. But Stefan Nampina, the Don, Sarah Walaza maintains her place in the squad. And Lona Anyate, the baby of the team, alongside Fiona Kulume, coming from the Soroti Cricket Academy stable. On the bench for Uganda, Esther Iluku, on the bench for Uganda is Immaculate Nandera, Evelyn Anyepo, Sarah Akiteng and Melissa Ariokot. This is how we got to the semi-finals. South Africa lost the first one by 1 run, courtesy over DLS. But they came back strongly to win the next two. Nigeria won only one, but the no result against Tanzania standing in good stead for them. In the other group, Zimbabwe and Uganda, very peerless. Uganda losing to Zimbabwe, but the rest of the things were a mere procession for them, beating Rwanda and managing to get over the line against Kenya. The Ugandan hurdle is done and dusted. Two umpires are walking out there in the middle, Sarah Ndambanevana and Adil Kasim of Tanzania. Of course, Sarah is from Zimbabwe. Good morning once again. It's just 9:30 a.m. here in Accra. In Uganda, it is 12:30, and in South Africa, it is 11:30 a.m. So enjoy this game because it is morning wherever you're watching from, and the big players are here to do the business for their respective countries. Medals at stake. It's the medal hunt. I'm not alone in the comms box. My name is Innocent Daulabata. The big, bold voice of Eli Tawanda from Zimbabwe is with me. Good morning, Eli.
Well, it's a good morning, Innocent, and good morning to all those that are watching through Fan Code in the subcontinent, then from around the world through Sports Eye and other media houses. Fine weather in the semi-final. I would say this is a big day for both teams. Just one more game to play before you can guarantee yourself a medal around your neck. Because in the final, whether you lose or you win, you'll still walk away with the medal. So this is just one more game for these two teams before they are able to count themselves on the medals podium. We welcome you to the 13th edition of the Africa Games, and the first edition that features cricket as one of the sporting disciplines. South Africa, they've done well to come back from that defeat from Namibia, courtesy of the Duckworth-Lewis method. Uganda, they will be trying to pick themselves up from that last game against Zimbabwe. But I tell you what, never count them out. And they've got a big heart in the game. And they will fight tooth and nail. And they did that in Uganda back home when they hosted the T20 World Cup qualifier. They've always been a team that is full of zeal and brilliance.
Sarah Walaza with the new ball. It is a fire Tancliffe. 45 yesterday. Hasnok was the difference between her and Nigeria upstaging them. They wouldn't be here if Nigeria had done that. Would have been somebody else. Tanzania would have been in the semi-finals, careless of that result. But bygones are bygones. Nobody remembers them. Good is not enough when best is an option. They will know better. And here is Sarah Walaza to start things up. Starts with the floater. That is creamed through the covers. Do they break the shackles, the boundary? There is protection in the deep. And they run very quickly for two. Janet Mbabazi cleaning up in deep extra cover.
Both teams will be looking for a good start. Today, weather conditions partly cloudy with patches of the sun coming through. Humid as always, consistent.
Another in the zone there for Fire Tancliffe asking to be hit. But Janet Mbabazi does it better this time. Chance for Aneri to face now. Not the quickest of bowlers, Sarah, but I think she gets her place in the team because she's got more control of the new ball. Coming out from the wilderness. You didn't see her in Kampala in December. She was one of the volunteers, but she's worked her way back in the ranks and back in the mix, making sure that the frontline bowlers, Arida Lumo and Evelyn Anyipo, stay out on the bench. Winning the faith of the coaches, Sarah Walaza. Touch and go. Again, managing to score off every delivery. She's bowled.
Well, it's a good thing from South Africa at the moment. They are keeping the scoreboard ticking, and they would be looking to do that. One thing that South Africa will understand, that we are within the power play, first 6 overs, so they will be looking to score as much as possible. Don't be bogged down with top balls. Score as many as you can.
Nice one, clipped off the legs. This time, does it have the legs to go there to the boundary? Rita Musamali is onto it in a flash and will cut it off. But these are precious runs for South Africa without so much risk.
Well, definitely it is, because what you do at the moment with the way they've gone about it, they have 6 runs already from the 4 deliveries that have been bowled, 2 to go. If they can get a boundary from here, they will end up around 10 or 12 runs that they have got, which is a good start.
Again, touch and go. No run this time round. Fast dot ball. Good morale boosting there for the bowler. The more dot balls you get early on in your spell, they count to your advantage, because T20 cricket is a percentage game. Dot balls create some pressure. Again, hit very hard to point. She went down on her knee and looks like she's in some sort of discomfort. Stefan Nampina, her mates call her the Dawn. It's the end of over number 1. South Africa have 7 without loss. Consulate Aweko coming from the city end. Starts with a half tracker. Just leaning back and punching it is Fire Tancliffe. Tancliffe has played for South Africa. 13 women T20I internationals. Lots of experience there on her. High score is 45, coming through from yesterday's game. So she's not a beat part player. You look at her in South Africa, I'll tell you, will not bring in the top side, but she's got experience to count on.
This will be a good test for the South African side, playing against Uganda, who vary things up and have got good use of the slow ball. Konsiareko, one of their most seasoned spinners. Anne-Marie Dixon, this is the first time that she's actually facing up to any sort of bowling in this game, and she is trying to get a little bit of contact with the ball.
Right in the middle there. She's got nowhere to run. Konsi Aweko keeping things very tight. Esther Iloku in your frame there. In her everyday life, she dreams of being a wicket keeper. She keeps wickets back at home. She was the reserve wicket keeper in December in Uganda. Never got to play a game, but she's here playing as a batter. Picked up very nicely there from Iloku again, showing that she can field with some verve and skill. irrespective of the fact that we know her everyday trade.
It's been a good over so far from Konsi Aweko. Only 2 runs conceded off it.
Flight on offer. Does she smoke it out of the park? Misfield from the Ugandans. It won't run away to the boundary. She will recover and cut it off. But these are costly runs from being no run to 4 runs in the over. End of 2, 11 without loss. Was it a nice decision for Uganda to win the toss and opt to have a ball?
Well, Uganda, considering how they've gone about business, they're sticking to their strength, hoping that they can bowl South Africa out for a chaseable total, which is good. You stick with what you're good at. If you're good at batting out front, you go with that. And if you're good with the ball, go with it. The surface will remain consistent throughout the whole game.
Here is Walaza. Hit hard straight to point where the Don is fielding. Stephanie Nampina. She had quite a good outing yesterday. A little beautiful cameo, a partnership of 35 with her best friend Immaculate Nakisui, who loves to be called the boss lady. Nakisui, of course, the star performer with the ball, with the bat, picking up her second play of the match. But here is Walaza. Smoked, hit with the fierceness. A shot out of anger from nowhere against the run of play is the first boundary for South Africa.
Well, the key in that shot is that Annery Dirksen was able to pick up the length of that delivery and was able to power it over mid-on. And she's got the arms and the strength to take it over. And she gets a much-needed boundary. And this is what will be key for South Africa, how they choose to play within the power play. Whom will they choose to attack? Because they will go hard considering the fielding restrictions.
Neri Dickerson played 7 games for South Africa. 3 on this tour, breaks the shackles and rotates the strike. That's a good sign of intent that she wants big things. She wants a big inning today. Darted on that 4th stump line. Mbabazi has already had a long day in the field. We're just into the 3rd over. She's been fielding and picking up balls because lots of them have been played there. Good ball from Walaza. And they keep it out nicely there. Dickerson. Until her pads there straying away, but there is protection. Immaculate Nakisui is patrolling the boundary right there, looking cool behind the stunners. And it's the end of the over. 20 without loss after 3. Uganda playing South Africa. The last 2 times Uganda and South Africa played, none of these players was in that fixture, save for one, the bowler, the captain of Uganda, Consulate Aweko. Experience you can never buy from a supermarket is what she's got. And it's priceless. She must look to control things with her. Walaza leaking more at the other end. That is clipped off her pads there. It was going down the leg. And then Walaza does a lot of good groundwork fielding there to stop a certain boundary.
Well, Annery Jackson was just looking to work that one around the corner. Didn't get the contact that she desired, but she picks up 2 valuable runs, which is important. South Africa have been good at keeping the scoreboard ticking, going just roughly at 7 and over.
Again there, hit down to long on. Looks like Uganda giving them a window of scoring runs. Long on, and they will capitalize. You see, she leans back into the crease and pushes it to that region. Hit very hard. And there's a misfield from Uganda. 4 runs to the total. Shangase will help the Ugandans pick it up and send it back into the field of play quickly.
Oh, that was a good shot by Fire Turncliffe, just punching it off the back foot. But the key was the timing of that shot. He timed it well, playing with a straight bat. And the fielding attempt from Lorna Anyait found a little bit short of it. Results in a boundary.
This time round, no runs. Good stuff from Iloku's region. She says a no-fly zone thus far. But South Africa right in charge here. Clean ball, click bang. Consulate Aweko picks up a wicket. It is Faye Turncliffe who is gone. Clean ball trying to create some room and play an audacious shot. Ugandans will celebrate.
Fire Turncliffe bowled cleanly by Konsi Aweko, looking to cut one that was just too straight. Didn't get the room that she desired, and that resulted in her missing it totally. And timber it was. South Africa will be 27 for 1.
She was looking like a big one. She knows she holds her team's ambitions of getting a big total. She was the difference yesterday with 45 runs, which is her high score in T20 eyes.
No, definitely she was. Momentary lapse in concentration brings Jenna Evans to the crease. Konsi Aweko been bowling very well, wicket to wicket. That'll be end of the 4th over. South Africa 27 for 1.
Change in the bowling for Uganda. The young 16-year-old Lorna Anyait coming through. She's been bowling very well. She bowled a 4-over spell that went for 10 runs yesterday in that victory against Rwanda, a 30-run win for Uganda. She comes in to tighten the screw, not to give her runs, but still in the power play. If South Africa play boldly, they can take her on and put her under pressure. Early on in her spell. Right in the zone, hit straight back to her. And then they want to run through for a second. They won't take it. Did that carry a lie?
Touch and go there, Innocent. But I tell you what, there was just half a chance of it. It's important to see how South Africa regroup after losing a wicket, how they will re-strategize and look to get through the rest of this power play. But it's good for Uganda, striking early. They haven't given much away, not much runs given away. And considering that South Africa just scoring at 6 and over, yes, it's a good start that they had, but losing that wicket, they might just lose a bit of momentum.
In the air, doesn't carry. Estailoku picks it up.
A bit uppish from Henry Dirksen there. Mid wicket, had she just been put there, there could have been something there.
Again going big. This time round, it sticks, and the celebration you can see there from Fiona Kulume. There was a desperate diving effort from her where she gave away 4 runs in the previous over. This time round, she is second time lucky, and she holds on to one that was looking like a hot potato.
Well, that was crunched through the offside. Blasted, you'd say, by Henry Dirksen. He needed 2 grabs at it to hold on to it. But in the end, it stuck, and Uganda strike again. This is what I was talking about. How South Africa would look to charge after losing another wicket. Like Dennis always says, 1 wicket always leads to another. South Africa are 2 down within the power play.
It was the set Aneri Dekasan that is been dismissed for 14 from 14. The 2 set batters gone early. You would say nothing deliveries. Those ones as stinging as any other you've seen all over the world. She will be relieved, Fiona Kulume. That almost took the head off.
Well, good work to compose herself quickly and look for the ball and get the second bite of that cherry. The departure of Dirksen brings the captain, Nondumiso Shangase. Tricky position that South Africa find themselves. If they were going in gear 1, they need to notch it down a bit, come to gear 2 and find to regroup.
Big shot there from Nondu. She's played 13 Women T20 Is for South Africa. And well, that is the end of the over. 29 for 2. There will be a double change in the Combs box. You will be enjoying the voices of Endurance Ofem from Nigeria and Dennis Musali of Uganda.
Good morning, Endurance. Situation 29 for 1, South Africa. 29 for 2. I think there's an error in the graphics. Something just needs to change. And there's a bowling change as well from the road end. Janet Mbabazi comes into the attack for Uganda. It's Kappa through for a single. The captain Ndumi is so very quick on her feet. You had both Jenna didn't know so much about that, but anyway, they make it safely through. Endurance, Uganda winning the toss and electing to bowl first. For now, looks like a good decision.
Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, viewers around the world. I agree with you, Dennis. Trust me, both captains wanted to bowl. So South Africa forced into a position where they have to bat. And here they have to walk through this one, deciding perhaps not knowing what would be a decent total to defend.
I'll assure you, South Africa have struggled a little bit with the bat. They have not been able to score more than 100 runs. But anyway, they've been in a position where they were chasing less than 100, but they haven't looked convincing in those small totals.
The captain there trying to get it off the square and on the mark.
Good over from Janet Mbabazi for so far. 2 dot balls, 3 more balls to negotiate in this over. I think South Africa is due a captain's knock, and Dumiso needs to stand up for her side. In the gap. Very casual off the rope there, Ritam Samali, but a chance for run out. Ooh. Direct hit could have had Dumiso in trouble. Ritam Samali very slow to get off the rope. She assumed the players in front of her were going to pick up the ball. And Dumiso also decided very late to take up that second run. It was a bit of a run, a half chance for Uganda.
There has to be some communication in the middle there. Was there for the tech. Again, short. Strikes it through covers.
Not enough body behind that. A small body from Alona Anyait. But hit with a lot of power from Dumiso. She manages to pick up a single. Dumiso has done so well with the ball, I think, but for now her team will need her to do something with the bat. She's among the leading wicket takers in the tournament.
We could say it's been a balance.
Bit of miscommunication there. Jenna stands her ground. The Ugandans think it's a catch. The umpires come together to just make a decision on this, but it was hit very hard. Janet Mbabazi did so well to stop that for now, unless the umpires decide otherwise. But in the end, it should be a good fielding effort. No wicket for the Ugandans. End of the 6th over, South Africa 33 for 2.
I would say it's been a balanced power play over here. 33 for the loss of 2 wickets. Uganda have managed to slow things down here. South Africa in between deciding to go big or just continue to build that partnership. But as the skipper herself, she has to walk through this one, leading from the front. 14 overs to bat here.
And Uganda have immediately gone with their slow bowling options. Lona doesn't bowl this early in the game, but she's already into the attack, as well as Janet Mbabazi. So I think they are trying to make sure they get in as many slow overs as possible. Immaculate Nakisui has been magnificent with the ball as well. You should see her later coming on to bowl. That's how you manage this passage of play to ensure that you don't allow South Africa to put on a big total. Yeah, a lot of instructions coming from the rope. The Ugandan dugout just below us. Well played there by Dumi. So they think of 2 yes and no, but eventually they make it through. Good stuff there from Esther Iluku to run to the stumps. If there was a chance, could have been taken by the Ugandans. Very, very big gap, but good running between the wickets.
They have to tidy up that communication between Nondomiso and Jenna. If it's there for the take, they have to take it. But brilliant running between the wicket by these two.
Shouts of LB, but Sarah Dambanavana not convinced by the height. Dumiso still going back in her crease on full balls. She needs to be very careful.
Playing around that one. Umpires just not interested.
Worked again down to long on for just a single. Sarah Olaza with the cleanup. Ndumiso likes to push at the ball. She comes in front and pushes at the ball. Yesterday she got out LBW. I feel like she's always an LB suspect candidate. Every call she likes to play across the line, likes to play round her pad. Needs to be careful. But we've seen difficult to score runs on these wickets, endurance. So running between the wickets is very important. Again, Jenna just hits that down to, wanted a second, thought about it. But like I've been mentioning, running between the wickets, a very, very important skill if you're going to make sure that the ones become twos and the twos become threes.
Yeah, you talked about vulnerable playing slightly across there with the field placement. They've opened up that leg side, and if you're a batter, you want to just walk across and try and walk those singles around that region. So certainly it's there for the tech, but again, once you're confident and you've been in long enough, those are areas you must look to score from.
Now the Ugandans trying to close up that gap. They move Gloria Bukol into that mid-wicket region, plucking one of the fielders out of the onside. Not a bad plan, because Lorna without off-spin, the ball is going into the batters. If you want to play it on the offside, you'll need to create a lot of room to do that.
She goes big again this time, straight to long on, who ensures it's just a single. The real test is on. The quality of cricket here is pretty much decent. I would say Uganda, filled with potentials here, will have to play for plenty. A place in the finals to guarantee a medal.
That's why the fielder was placed there. Very well done by Gloria Bukol. After 7 overs, South Africa 38 for 2.
We're climbing to near halfway of this innings. And it's Uganda who have won the toss and decided to bowl. A partnership being set up here. Jenna and Nondo Miso, the captain herself, who scored 7 of 10 deliveries. Current run rate at 5.4 and over.
Yeah, small change for the Ugandans. Lorna Anyait will need some medical attention, so she goes off. And she's replaced by Malisa Ariokot. Janet Mbabas will continue from the road end. Endurance, you're out in the middle with the two captains, and you'll be telling us after this ball. Flighted by Janet Mbabas, out in the middle with the two captains. What did Ndumiso talk about? A good total for them to make sure that they come back and, have an easy defense. And what does Konsi feel will be decent enough for them? Soft hands. Very well done by Ndumiso. They'll get a single.
Trust me, Dennis, both captains were skeptical about what was good enough a total to defend or chase. Nondomiso wanted to bowl as well. And she said, well, they have to bat anyway, perhaps set themselves a target. Didn't want to say much on camera there. But Aweko clearly wanted to restrict them for as little as possible. That's another dot.
Zimbabwe got 142 on this wicket yesterday. So there are runs in there if you're positive enough. But South Africa for now being very, very cautious after losing 2 wickets.
Dennis, we talked about it yesterday. When you lose wickets, what do you do? How do you approach it? And that's what South Africa is doing just well, trying to build another partnership, running those ones and waiting for those boundary balls, opportunities to take. However, Uganda are not giving any here.
Walk across the line. A lot of work to do for Esther Eluko in that mid-wicket regions, but she does well to just keep it to a single. Yeah, Jenna Evans and her captain Ndume Soshangase trying to dig deep. Well played again by Shangas. I think Endurance, what I wanted to say is that the good thing about their partnership is not just the dots. They're not just trying to survive. They also keep knocking the ball around to make sure that the scoreboard is ticking. And after 8 overs, South Africa is 41 for 2.
Yeah, yesterday, pretty much the difficult times Nigeria had, too many dot balls, and then always looking to go big every now and then. But this time, South Africa, being a compact team, have shown what is required when you're struggling and at this stage of the game. They've managed to run in between wicket properly. They've looked to score off every delivery. Uganda have been very tight, bowling tight line and length, and making life difficult here for them.
A change in the bowling for Uganda. Immaculate Nakisui will come from the field end. Immaculate, together with Lilian Ude, are the leading wicket takers in the tournament. Each of them with 8 scalps. 2 player of the match awards for Immaculate. She's having a fine tournament for the Ugandans. Hopefully that Hamaida's touch can get them into the final. She'll be bowling to Jenna Evans. She's bowling to the captain, Dumi, so not Jenna Evans.
Immaculate with figures of 4 for 15 from 4 overs yesterday into the attack.
Half tracker from Imi gets away with that. Gloria Bukolo should have done much better. Put your body on the line. This is the semi-final. It's all or nothing.
You go through, you guarantee a medal. African Games medal, debuting. Plenty of history to play for here. People will remember you back home. Dennis, you talked about what happens to a cricketer that wins a medal, or any athlete that wins a medal at any games.
In Uganda, I don't know about other countries. I'll speak for where I come from. But in Uganda, if you win a medal, you're sorted for life by the government. So, up in the air, but who lands safely. Malisa Ryoko takes her time. Very good running between the stumps, struggling to make her ground, Jenna. But Ndumi is so very, very quick. Good stuff there from the young Malisa. The throw going to the end where the batter is a bit slow, but just wasn't right on top of the stumps. I was telling you, Endurance, when you win a medal for our country, you're sorted by the government. So I hope that is on the back of the minds of all the players here.
Now we should roll back the years. Brilliant piece of batting here. Just tapped it around the gully region. Get a single. Keep it ticking. 5 from this over already.
Wild swing there from Shangase, but comes off the outside edge. They should pick up an easy 2. Imi for her first over, she's been all over the place, giving away 5 runs already. Bowling, she's been hit both sides of the wicket. She needs to be a little bit consistent. Bowl it a bit tighter. Take off the flight. And try and rack up those dot balls. When she bowled in partnership with Lona Anyait in that 4-wicket loss to Zimbabwe, they really dragged Uganda back into the game. Again, well played there by Shangase. Comes to the front foot and walks into the mid-wicket region, pick up a single. 8 runs coming off that over for South Africa, inching closer to the 50-run mark. They're now 49 for 2.
Smart batting by these two. Clearly, they understand and they have a game plan. Working just that. It's been very disciplined bowling from the Ugandans, and they've managed to squeeze out singles every now and then, running doubles really hard, and setting the pace for a last 5 or 10 overs onslaught.
Yeah, the onslaught is on if you have the resources and the people to do it. But 10 years ago in Endurance, these two sides faced each other. I mean, that story, I think, better remains in history. Uganda then managed only 28 all out, trying to chase 165. But today is an opportunity for Ugandans to rewrite that history and come out on top. Lona Anyait back on the field for the Ugandans, while one of the South African batters needs some medical attention as well. It's very hot here, so it's like you kind of feel for the players. We are in a room that has some AC, but there's no AC out there. But you still feel very hot.
All the needed support from the back-end staff. I must give it to the ladies. They've played brilliantly to get to this stage. All wonderful players for their countries at all levels.
I think it wasn't easy for either of these teams to get here. South Africa lost their first game to Namibia by 1 run. They beat Tanzania, convincingly, but yesterday they went through a pain barrier with the Nigerians. They were rattled a little bit, especially towards the back end, but they managed to win that game.
Usually very difficult when you're playing against a team you really don't know much about and perhaps don't have so much stats on the Nigerian team, managing to really squeeze that 13 plus overs into that game, getting 6 of the South African wickets. Not sure that is what they want to consider or do today or allow the Ugandans go through, but the way they've paced themselves, it's been beautiful to see, and to also see how Ugandans have set the fields and contained them.
Again, well played by Shangase, tucks it behind square. Thought about a second, but she sends back Jenna Evans. Good bowling from Janet Mbabas, just giving away 7 runs in her 2 overs. South Africa steadily moving at a rate of 5 runs every over. If they continue like this, they'll finish around 110. Not a very bad total in the context of things and how they've been bowling. So Uganda need to be careful as well. They haven't been very explosive with the bat. Sometimes 100 is just a psychological total.
Everyone is working actually to get themselves into that position where it's not more than 5 and over, because you can still walk around that. But here South Africa, calculated risks here, controlled aggression. Very good to see.
Good bowling from Janet, keeps racking up the dots. They're very, very important. Dots create pressure. Can induce Jenna Evans into a false shot. Hit straight, but Fiona Kulume is down there. She'll do the mop-up. Keep it to just a single. Janet Mbabas hasn't scored so many runs for the team, but she's been very useful with the ball. Sometimes as a batting all-rounder, when you bowl so well, somehow you don't score runs.
On the back foot, through covers. Mid-off. She comes around nicely. Just a single from that one. It's 10 overs bowled and it's 52 for 2. More changes in the comes box. Double this time. A big man himself coming back to show. Innocent Ndaula and Ijeoma Okigbo from Nigeria.
As we come back through to the Cops box, look at the bowling card for Uganda thus far. The captain, Consulate Aweko Nimungu, has already used 5 bowlers, trying to look for early inroads into this batting lineup. Only 2 people have been able to pick up the wickets. Herself, she did bowl out Fire Tancliffe. Her figures read good, 1 for 11. And then Lona Anyait, she's gone for 7 in her 2 overs. And you look at that bowling scorecard, Janet Mbabas has done a terrific job as well. No wickets, no maidens, but the dot ball she has piled up do a lot of good work for Uganda. Her 3 overs have gone for 10. Take us through the batting lineup. Ijoma.
The batting lineup here, we see Faye, the opening batter, alongside Anri, just the 2 batters. Okay, then we see Shengase, who is still not out, the captain of the South African side, picking up double figures for the South African team. Good start for them so far, but of course, we see the Ugandan bowlers doing the beat there at the side. Humid conditions, hot, the temperature, more like what you see in Uganda, you know.
Not really. I tell you, Uganda is a place where you will confess that in one day you can have all the 4 seasons of weather. Just in one day it can rain deep in the night, and early in the morning the sun will fight to burst through the clouds. Midday, get a lot of chilly wind, then by the afternoon. And I tell you, Uganda is one beautiful country. No wonder they call it the Pearl of Africa. But we're back to the business. Shangase, Precious Nondomiso, the skipper, is leading this batting scorecard there with 15 runs. It's been a beautiful day. 52 for 2 after 10. Another 10 overs at this rate. Another 10 overs, they'll get to their 100-run mark. And they have a lot of firepower deep in their lineup, so things could go their way. Here is Immaculate Nakisui. She picked up 4 for 14 yesterday. Her best bowling figures in T20 eyes. It was the best match of her life as a cricketer. Also scoring her first T20I 50. Cramps her for room this time round. Nondumiso, who loves to be called Nondu Oldumi.
Nakusi, the boss lady, she was all smiles yesterday at the post-match presentation.
This one is a hit round the corner by Nondumiso. She's trying to force the pace. Jenna Evans asking her to stay calm, saying we still have a lot of time. Gainer, 3 dot balls in the over for Immaculate. She went for 8 runs in the first over. The 28-year-old Immaculate, who's been playing for this team since she was 17, 16. That is played into the covers again, trying to lean back in the crease and create room. Not enough room for her to pierce through the gap. She swings a big, wide, ugly slog across the line. She doesn't connect.
Five dot balls. Good bowling effort from Immaculate. 1 more ball left in this over. Probably seeing a maiden for her.
Of course, they are Jenna having a word with Nondu. She hits this one straight down the ground to the side screen. And it's a very good over for Immaculate. A very good comeback. Just the 1 run to end it. You jinxed her. You said it would be a maiden. And it is the end of the over. 11 gone, 53 for 2.
You know, we've always seen the South African chase the target, but this time around, just like Konsi said, that they decided to put them to the test, want them to set the target this time around. But how far? 2 wickets gone, 11 overs already, 52 on the board. Good for the side.
I can tell you the game is evenly poised. South Africa still have a lot of batting to do, and Uganda are happy with the way things are going now. Yes, it could have gone better. The little girl there, Lona Anyait, looks like she's injured that little thumb again. She must do the fielding of her own bowling. She must grow quickly and go through the ranks very, very quickly. Not enough time for her. She plays across the line. Misses everything. Almost timber time. But Jenna lives to fight another day.
Good effort from Lona. Innocent, earlier you talked about players from the Soroti Academy. We see Lona, is she also part of that group?
Beautiful stuff from Lona. A big, big find for Uganda. I think she wears number 15 because the time she made her debut for Uganda, she was a 15-year-old. So to remind her of the times, she's 16 now. Flight on offer from young Lona. She's nicknamed Franco after the senior player in the senior men's team, Franco Nsubuga, the veteran, because she goes through her overs very quickly and she knows how to dart it. A fine player, one that Uganda Cricket Association must look after, because at her age, I can tell you, she's got a lot of responsibility back at home. She could be a breadwinner. Swipe across the line there as they try to look for some quick runs. Lona Anyait giving it all, her all and fighting for her country.
Lots of young stars we've seen in this tournament. The likes of Luna on the 17, on the 19.
Chance for a run out there. Not completed. They're running very well between the wickets. That is the end of Lona's third over. Her figures are impressive. 1 for 10 in 3, same like Mbabazi. Mbabazi doesn't have a wicket, and we're done and dusted with 12 overs here, 56 for 2.
You know, the Ugandan bowlers ensuring there are no freebies in this game. It's just one extra so far. They're ensuring that the batters are decreased and whatever run they can get.
She's dancing down the wicket, smokes that one all the way to the boundary. Who comes back? Immaculate Nakisui into the attack. Says Nondumiso. Shangase, the skipper, says, I won't be sitting back in the crease with all this flight on offer. It's either me or you, and it's time to go. That's the boundary.
Good boundary, much needed after those series of dot balls from Immaculate in a previous over alongside Lona to at least take off the pressure from this test cricket playing nation.
Immaculate Nakisui dummies Shangase to see what she's thinking. Good to get into her head. The mind games are on display here.
The boss lady.
That was a pitch on the fourth stamp line. Could have been wide if she had played it, but she plays it. And Nakisui gets the dot ball she wants.
It is still the African Games. Cricket making a debut at this tournament. This is the first semi-final. It is Uganda taking on South Africa. Uganda winning the toss and bowling first.
Trying to have a little chat with Jenna, but umpire Sarah Dambanevana says we don't have a lot of time. Another swipe across the line. They want runs on board. South Africa, they know T20 cricket is all about runs, so they're trying to get as many runs as possible. You'll forgive them for the swipes if you think they're ugly, but they are here to do a job for their country. Taking the pace off and making sure it is spinning into the batter. Next to it does well there. And then she backs up very well off her own bowling. One ball for her to go. Uganda means a run out. Nakisui, a good effort from Lona, but Nakisuyu misses. And South Africa's Jenna Evans and Nondumiso Shangase live to die another day. As we come to the end of the 13th, there will be a double change in the comms box. Endurance of him and Elita Wanda from Zimbabwe and Nigeria respectively.
Thank you, Innocent. Into the last 7 here, 62 for 2. Run rate dropped to 4.7 and over. Moment where Nondomiso, skipper herself, will have to decide how quick they want to go here. But it's Uganda who continue to be tight on the field. What will be enough to defend or will be enough to chase? A couple of overs, we shall have those answers.
Well, from the looks of things, Nondomiso has taken charge, deciding to lead from the front. It's been the more attacking. Will be punched away for a single. And they push for 2. Good running. She saw that she was the one coming to the danger end. That's good anticipation and game awareness from Nondomiso. Very much well aware of what's happening around her. A lapse in concentration from the Ugandan fielders there and taken advantage of.
You talk of captaincy and wanting to lead. And this is what leadership is all about. Calling the shots when they should. And Nondomiso doing just that.
Taking on the arm of the fielder, knowing that for them to get it from that far off the boundary to the wicketkeeper, it's a huge throw. It gives you half a chance to get back. Worked away leg side. So this is the thing about South Africa. They keep the scoreboard ticking. They're not getting the boundaries, but runs are coming. I tell you what, when they get to the 15th and 16th over, they will look to go big because they will have 8 wickets in hand. And with the firepower that they could possibly have at the bottom, they can be looking at the 140 margin here.
Spot on, Eli, and they will take that wide. It's part of the pressure. I can't agree less. Nondomiso being the enforcer here.
Comes down the wicket, looks for a vacant area. Efforts to go for the catch, missed totally. Results in a boundary. But I tell you what, there was good anticipation trying to go for the catch. But however, not able to pull it off. Doesn't stop the boundary. But all in all, it was a good shot from Nondomiso, taking her chances.
8 from that over already. The pressure is up. 2 deliveries to come.
Uganda need to get their thinking caps on at the moment. Down the track again, but on the ground. Just keep it 2-1. So this has been a good over for South Africa. 9 runs off it at the moment. Power down again by Jenna Evans. It's good to see Uganda now reacting more quicker in the outfield. They're returning the ball as quickly as possible because they know that South Africa can choose to steal another single at any given point.
Coming big this time, but only manages one. Will they get a second? No is a call. How quick they run the first one and looking to go for the second shows clearly the intensity they require here. And it's end of the 14th over, 73 for the loss of 2 wickets. It's South Africa looking to climb it from this position. How Uganda come about this? Last 6 overs, very crucial to deciding who goes through.
A moment for Jenna Evans to catch a breath. They've been running hard, and in this heat, it will call a lot on your athleticism. You might need a moment or two just to get a breather. The medical team will rush through to just check on her. But however, what I tell you is that this is posing to be a very thrilling encounter. What I would want is Uganda not to shrivel under the pressure. They should look to stick to their strengths and see how they can pick up wickets. They have a slightly spread field set for their spinners. Pretty much everybody is riding the boundary on the leg side. The offside is pegged in. But just get a little more people within. Look to force South Africa to go over and see what they can do when they have limited scoring opportunities for singles.
I think from the get-go, the respect was too much in that second part of this innings. The second 5 overs, opening the field too early. And clearly at that point, Nondomiso and Jenna just looking to nudge around those singles with the gaps around the inner ring. It became very easy to do that, setting up this nice partnership that they're going to capitalize on presently.
Their groupings of discussions, you can see Kevin Awino, the keeper, Konsi Aweko, the captain, just in a bit of a discussion about how they're going to take it from here. Plans and strategies need to be executed quickly. Jenna Evans will be replaced. She was struggling to run at the moment, and the medics have decided that she should call it a day. I'm sure she will retire because of a medical condition. We'll get more information as to exactly what happened. But with the departure of Jenna Evans, we will be seeing a new batter coming to the crease, and that will be Mayan Smith. She'll be on the non-striker's end. Nondumiso Shangase, the captain, will be on strike. Immaculate Nagisui back into the attack. She will be bowling her final over in her allotted 4. It's gone for 15 so far, which is not bad. Just 5 and over. Very good for T20 cricket. But in the thick of things, they're finding themselves on the back foot a bit here, Uganda. Top edge. And push for 2.
Nondomiso clearly enforcing proceedings here. And she's moved to 29 off 33 deliveries. Immaculate did well yesterday. Managed similar figures, but no wickets here today. Into our 4th over.
Comes down the wicket, top edge. Chances of a catch, but no one really going for it. Half-hearted attempts from Lona. Their shouts and fielders are holding their waist in dismay at the effort. Because that there is that half chance. That there is an opportunity to make inroads into South Africa's batting order. You will not get cleaner chances than that.
Time to get that partnership off. And if they are taking that chance, you have 2 fresh batters in. Things will slow down a bit.
And played with a straight bat down to long off. Pretty much a strong leg side field for Immaculate Nakisui. If Nondumiso could just look to give herself some room and go over the offside, backs herself up to go straight, plays with a lot of power. Use of that backhand driving through the ball.
It's good to see her not worry about the wicket keeper being up. Always looking to come down the wicket. That's some positive approach.
5 from the over so far. 2 deliveries to go. Good adjustment from Smith, but she runs hard. Now to see her pick up another single. So 6 runs from the over. They're keeping it ticking, South Africa.
It's just a brilliant show all through.
Down the track and up. Does it have enough? No. It'll be a couple of bounces and the sweeper will pick it up easily. 2 runs. The thing about Nondumiso, she doesn't really have the power to go over, but in the fact that you're giving her room, she won't mind it dropping short. She knows she can run too. End of the over. 15 done. 81 for 2 South Africa.
Sitting at a comfortable position right now. Let's keep herself enforcing it and ensuring she won't stop. Well, this is what we want to see. It's 5.4 current run rate. But they need to climb from here. Get more to put Uganda under pressure. You don't want them coming and having an easy ride. Make life difficult for them.
The strategy that is being used by South Africa pretty much similar to what Zimbabwe did yesterday. They were picking up singles and the occasional boundary allowed them to have an opening partnership of around 80 between Modesta Mpachikwa and Sean Mears. We've seen South Africa also knock the ball around despite losing the 2 wickets. They're steadily going at around 6 and over. And in the latter stages from here, from these last remaining 5, they can look to go big, target the 140 mark, and they'll be able to get there.
Very possible. Once you have those wickets in hand and the firepower to do so. And this is where you say one of the longer batters who's been in long enough will have to bat through this innings.
Crunch to the leg side again. Pick up a single. Nondumiso was ready to come back for the second. The skipper, 35 from 37 at the moment. He's got a strike rate of 94 at the moment. That's Nondumiso Shangase. Down the wicket, misses it totally. Was looking to charge again. Ball just keeping a tad bit low for her there. But it had just been up a notch a bit. It'll be sent to the zoo area there.
Didn't come into the arc as expected.
Good running again. Allowing South Africa to steal those singles quickly. They want to be given as a leg bye. So what's happening with Shanga is that she's aware that she can come down the wicket, and with the bowling it is and being down that far from the wicket, there is no issue of LBW given there. So any contact she gets, she's able to run. Shangase running blindly.
She's forcing everything on this one.
Smith was stuck at the crease. She was just barely running because just to fulfill the obligation. But the fielding attempt, missing it totally. And she just simply walks onto the non-striker's end. Bit of fortune for South Africa. As they say, fortune favors the brave.
Always, always.
Power leg side, and there's an opportunity for two here. Shangaze blasting off again. Will she come back for a third? She will hold on to that.
Confident, really building here for the captain. She's dictating the pace here, deciding which way to go, when to run, when to get runs. And it's good to see how she's progressed this innings.
Konsi Aweka's look to Ritam Samali being brought in the attack to just hope and give him something. Again, leg side, room for two, but well picked up and sent back by Walaza. And that'll be the end of the 16th over, 86 for 2.
The trust here is to see how Nigerians bowled to the South Africans yesterday, targeting the first stump line, and when they look to go across, not really getting to work it around. But what happens here, if you bowl straight to, Nondomiso, she's done well to look to score on the leg side. She's shown us how powerful she is around that region, not really scoring on the offside, but anything that goes on the inside, she has to struggle or they try to dab. So it's something that every team playing against them will have to think about and see how to bowl to that team.
Yeah, important notes to get there. Konsi Aweko is now going to look towards herself to try and get the breakthrough. She's bowled 2 overs. She's got a wicket for 11 runs in the 2 overs that she's bowled. Maybe she could pick up another 1 or 2 more. Just try and gain some control towards the latter end of this game. Fielding changes. She's got a sweeper cover rather. Mid wicket coming almost squarish or just in front of square. Long on, long off. No fine leg, just short fine. Shangase down the track, blasts it over. Mid on, takes a rocking catch. Beautifully done and well executed plan there, and it pays off. Konsi strikes. She was making the necessary changes. Nondumiso looking to take on the bowler and pays the price for it.
Konsi winning the battles of captains here. Captain to captain. Nondumiso, she's done well for her team, ensuring the scoreboard is climbing at 87 for 3 after 16.1 overs. There, she was looking to that leg side boundary. She's had a beautiful innings, paced it nicely, running between wicket nicely.
Kyla Rennick, the new player that comes in. She will be on strike. She's got 5 deliveries to deal with from Konsi. The skipper bringing herself back into the attack, and she does the job that she's been asking everybody around to do. Now, wait to see how she will plan a field set. It's a different batter, new batter. She will stick with the same field rather. Would have hoped for something more attacking because you have a new player at the crease. Try and not give them an opportunity to get off strike. Just a solitary run to get off strike. With the wicket that she got there, Konsi Aweko reaches 100 wickets in T20 International. That's a huge landmark that she gets to right there.
What a milestone. She's been an experienced campaigner for this team. It's good to see how captains have dictated the pace of proceedings, wanting their team members to see how things are done. Nondomiso with the bat and now Konsi with the ball. Rocks back, hit that one straight to deep mid-wicket. Fielder comes in, just a single there.
For me, this is what would be key. Endurance. 2 new batters, fairly new. Smith is fairly new because she came in as a replacement. Pile the pressure on them. Let them try and get over. Because this rotation of strike, they will look for a solitary boundary, and I tell you, the over just becomes big out of nothing.
So clearly, if that fielder was in the ring, she'll probably look to open the face of the bat and might present a chance. But at the moment, it's easy drilling.
Opportunity, hit with the curve, point, misses it. But it doesn't have enough to go to the boundary. Just drifted away from the field in the air because of the way it was cut. Comes down the track, just punches it over the bowler for a single. Great use of the feet there from Kyler Rennick. And that'll be the end of the over. 17 overs done. 92 for 3.
Back end of the innings. Just the 18 balls left in this one. The first innings where Uganda captain Konsi Aweko won the toss and said she would like to see South Africa bat first for the very first time in this tournament. I am alongside my countrymate, Dennis Arthur Musali. Knows a thing or two about captaincy and wicket keeping. Well, I'm just your ordinary bowler back in the heyday. Dennis, how are things looking like? What's your quick analysis?
I think South Africa will be happy with where they are right now. They've struggled with the bat, but today they made sure that they negotiate this setting of runs very, very well, led by the captain Dumi. So
dancing down the wicket there. Rita Musamali back in the attack. They look at each other. They want the second. Yes, there is a fumble from Fiona Kulume. She gives them a free run. This is not Freetown. No need to give out freebies. This is Accra.
I think Uganda have been very, very generous in the field. South Africa have comfortably picked up 5 runs every over. And that is not a plan for a team that won the toss and elected to bowl first. I think they should have done so much better, especially in the field.
Again, over the top. This is a beautiful shot. It will pepper the advertising boards. And yes, it's a 4 runs. Janet Mbabas will collect. There is no protection in the deep extra cover region. And that is slapped over point because Musamali created room for her to play the shot. A beautiful 4 for Kyla.
Too much width on offer from Rita Musamali. Half volley outside of stump. Those ones never hit the stumps. You just throw your bat at it and the outfield did the rest. It's been sunny for the last couple of days, so the outfield now is electric.
Again, dancing down the wicket. 6 runs already in the over. Do they take on Kulume again? She's better this time round. Been a lot of grey areas with Uganda's fielding today. The catches haven't stuck. The run-outs haven't been completed. Nundumiso got a lot of second chances. And for me, again, big offer to mid-wicket region. There's nobody there. The call is 2. It should be 2. And as she lands down on her knees, Sarah Walaza, they'll get 2. She gets a little high five from her mate, says you've cut off a boundary. But could have been 1 as South Africa get to the 3 figures, the coveted 3 figures, the psychological total, 100 up. Inside edge on that one with the fielders in the arc. Gloria Bukol does very well to stop it. Collects and sends back to the keeper.
10 runs already from the over. A big one for the South Africans as they look to finish strong. They still have 7 wickets in hand, but that could be deceptive. But the important thing, I think South Africa have saved the best for the important game. They've really struggled with the bat, but this time they've come up with the goods.
Hit straight to Lona. This time round, chance for a run out. The throw is bad. The keeper parries it and gives away another run. comedy of errors in Uganda's fielding.
Yeah, the attitude is so off here for the Ugandans. They won a very good toss, elected to bowl first, but unfortunately, in my opinion, they've just been very, very generous in the field. Can see there Kyla hitting the ball straight to Lona Anyait. Her throw way off the stumps. I don't know why Kevin Awino was falling over, but as a wicket keeper, the first thing to do for the team is make sure that you take the ball and then you complain later. But it's 18 overs gone. South Africa 104 for 3. Where will they finish? Anything, most times in women's cricket, anything over 100 is just your winning runs. So Uganda need to make sure that they don't allow South Africa to finish way over that 100-run mark if they're going to have a chance in this game. Konsi will bowl half final over from the field end. The first semi-final of the day in the afternoon. Zimbabwe will be taking on the Nigerians. This tournament's not very kind. Once you're out of it, you also pack up and go home. So the other 4 teams are already at the airport. Sometimes you're not only playing for the medals, but you're playing for your room number.
Hit. Nobody here, no protection. It's a half tracker from Konsi. 4 runs. Uganda leaking runs at the back end of the innings. And I feel for me, it's getting out of hand for Uganda going forward because South Africa have a very incisive bowling lineup. Look at that, sitting back in the crease and hitting it over square leg. They put the fielder there. Learning on the job is what Uganda is doing. Yeah. They say the beard doesn't make you a wise man. Uganda must learn the ropes quickly.
Yeah, Konsi setting a field for a bad ball. Much better delivery from her, this time adjusting her length. That was a bad ball from her. I don't know why she was adjusting the field. You just need to make sure that you improve on the length. Main Smith, one of the key players yesterday for South Africa in that nervous chase against the Nigerians.
Main Smith is the finisher in this South African batting lineup. She did that even in the 1-run loss to Namibia on day 1. She was 12 not out. Chance for a run out. It's a direct hit.
I think one of the things that has allowed main players like Main Smith and Kyla to thrive at the back end. You look at that again, but again the fielding very casual from bullseye from Stefani Nampina. But the umpire only has one look at it.
We are lucky to have a second look at it, and we think it is the other decision. But umpire's word will always be final. 110 is up. Again, trying to force the pace. Mian Smith, will she get the second? Yes, she will. There's a chance for a run out. She's home safe and dry.
What has allowed players like Kyla and Main Smith to thrive, I think, has been the lack of pressure. In all the other games have been coming into bat when there's sort of a bit of pressure. But this time, both of them have come together at a time where South Africa just needs to step on the gas with a lot of wickets in hand. So they are out there playing their shots very freely. Main on 16 and Kyla 13.
Played with the edge, Paulie Red. The chase is on in the deep, and they'll give away 2 runs. I feel Uganda Dennis have given away 20 runs with this type of fielding. They've been culpable of misfields, missed run-outs. Half chances have been dropped. The body language is very poor. And I tell you, it's very hard to come back from in the second innings and play better than your first innings. This time round, young body, fresh legs. Malisa Ariokot onto field for Lona Anyait. Does a good job to give them only 1, showing the seniors how it is supposed to be done. End of the 19th, 115 for 3. Looking around, Janet Mbaba as the vice captain, bowled very well, had 3 overs, went for 10 runs. She's yet to pick a wicket. She's given the final over. And look at those figures, 2 for 27 for Konse Aweko. Her last over going for 10, 11 runs in total.
I think a very indifferent Uganda. Today their body language has been off in a game of big magnitude. I think a better attitude could have helped them out there to try and make sure that they limit South Africa to a small total. 115 now looks like a target you want to bowl at, and you think that you have an opportunity of victory. The winner of this game is surely guaranteed of a medal, so that should count for something.
But what do we know, Dennis? We neither technical officials are on the bench of Uganda nor the players. They could be having something up their sleeves where you feel that it's out of touch. They will feel that they're very, very confident to take on South Africa on an electric outfield. Mbabazi starts with a dot.
But we also know that it's a game of two halves. You never know. There's something that they do know that we don't. A better batting effort should get them well ahead.
6 runs per over now. And with 5 balls to be bowled, here's Mbabazi to... Good shot, doesn't carry to the fielder. They will take her on. But a good throw from the Dawn denies them a second. The 2 batters there, Kyla and Smith, trying to go for broke at around this time. There's nothing to lose whatsoever. She misses everything, chance for a run out. Instead of giving the ball to the keeper, again they go for the share, the stumps.
Yeah,
I think there was some bat on it.
Yeah, they have chances really missed by Uganda today. Esther Iloko, the guilty party there. Because she should know that Smith and Kyla are going to run for everything. So you need to take those half opportunities.
That's in the air. Anyone's catch. Mbabazi calls. And Babazi swallows it. Young Malisa wanted it, but Baba says, I'll do the business myself. After all, it's my wicket.
Yeah, Janet Mbabazi takes care of the business. The Skyer from Main Smith, but she's done a brilliant job for her team, departing for 20 of 16 balls. That aggression at the back end. But I think more importantly for Uganda, that is also a dot ball. So that is a run less than what they'll have to look for in the second innings. South Africa lose their 4th wicket. You can see they are nothing short from Kyla trying to get under the ball. Just managing to poke it up in the air. Janet Mbabazi does the catching, sends away the young Malisa Ariokot and takes a very good catch. South Africa now 117 for 4.
4 down. Just 2 balls left in the innings. Karabo Sharon Meso. New batter in. First Mbabazi. Chance for Mbabazi to hold on to dearly. Straight to Imi. They will run quickly. Chance for a run out. It's not picked up very well. And see what Karabo wants to do. She thinks she is a plane. She wants to set off, but it's not take off time.
Yeah, Karabo was interested in a stud, but Kyla just sent her back, immediately freeing her arms. Looks like she was running out of the nets. Final ball of the first innings of this first semi-final between Uganda and South Africa. Close, but not close enough. Good effort there from Janet Mbabazi. She's a very good fielder. She swallowed some good catches off her own bowling.
Janet Mbabazi follows Karabo Sharon Mesa. The mind games are on. Karabo just watches it go to the wide line. And Mbabazi has to do it all over again.
Wicketkeeper batter for South Africa, Karabo. She's pulled off one of the stampings of the tournament so far. I think about 2, and Kyla quick enough, and they should get 2 very easily.
2 it is. 122. is what South Africa set Uganda after they were asked to have a bath by Consulate Nimungu Waweko. A couple of hugs on the pitch there. Janet Mbabazi hugging Fiona Kulume, both coming from that stable in eastern Uganda. For South Africa, they will feel half the job is done. A good effort. Little high fives in their camp. Ugandans walk off.
Yeah, I think a fine performance from the South Africans after they were asked to bat first. 122, well constructed without too much risk. But the Ugandans will feel that they could have done much better in the field. A lot of half chances missed by them, and they've allowed South Africa to score at least 6 runs every over. Now the Ugandans will need close to a run a ball for them to pick up the victory. 123 from 120 balls. They will need to bat out of their skins if they are going to be able to win this semi-final and get themselves into the final where they'll be chasing gold. But for now, South Africa will be the happier side with the first inning, finding 122 runs for 4 in 20 overs. That should be close to good enough for them to be able to pick up a victory. They are very decent with the ball. So it means that they put themselves in a good position. Look at the South African batting card. The standout there, of course, the captain, Dumi Soshangase. She came in when the team was a bit in trouble, but she was able to construct 38 from 42 balls. Main Smith with some late order hitting 20 from 16 balls. And small contributions from the top of the order as well got South Africa to 122 in 20 overs.
That is the bowling card for you. Sarah Walaza started it all up with Consulate Aweko Nimungu. No breakthrough for Walaza, but there are 2 wickets for Konsi Aweko, as well as 1 apiece for Lona and Janet Mbabazi. Ugandans bowling very well, but they were fielding not the best on the day. They give away 4 extras, and they have to chase down now 123 from 20 overs. And this is how things look like after South Africa were asked to bat first by Aweko. Nondumiso Shangase, Precious led from the front, a 42-ball knock where she got 38 runs. Mian Smith got 20 from 16, and Kyla Rayneck 14 from 9. Konsi with 2 for 27, a little costly. Janet Mbabazi 1 for 17, and Lona 1 for 21. Uganda will need 123 from 20 overs at a run rate of 6.15 after the innings break.
We welcome you back to the second innings of this game between South Africa and Uganda. 122 was the total that South Africa were able to amass in their allotted 20 overs. Uganda now have a chase to make of 123 being the target that they need. South Africa, they having a look at their batting scorecard. Lots of starts, but no one was able to convert until the latter stages. .123 from 20 at a run rate of 6 per over. Tuncliffe, good start of 14, not able to convert. Dirksen as well, 14. Jenna Evans, similar score, but the captain playing a good innings of 38 runs of 42, and then Minus Smith just coming towards the latter end, 20 of 16, managed them to get them to 122. Just having a look at now the openers that will be opening for Uganda. It will be Immaculate Nakisui on the non-strikers end, while Gloria Obuko will be the one facing. Huge task that they have at end. South Africa will open with a spinner, Jane Winnister. Smooth operator. Green light has been given. Punch through the covers for a quick single. It's a good start. That start also sees another voice in the commentary box. Good afternoon, Ijo.
Hi, Eli. Good afternoon. Great to be here. Really sunny in Accra, Ghana, where we see Uganda taking on South Africa in their 4th ever meeting. It is batting innings of the Ugandan side after choosing to bowl first, after winning the toss.
It'll be important to see what the strategy will be from the Ugandan openers. Immaculate Nakisui, very good with the bat. She's got some beautiful strokes. She's required to have a good start today. That one just mistiming it. And almost just pushing it back to the bowler. Those are the conditions that people need to be aware how the surface is behaving when pace is taken off. Big shouts, and Sarada Manevana points the finger up. Jane Winnister strikes on a third delivery rather. South Africa pick up their first wicket. It is 1 for 1.
Not the way Immaculate loved to depart yesterday. She picked up half a century against Rwanda, was also good with the ball. But this time around, Jane has been able to find a way to silence that boss lady. And with her head down, she walks down to the stands.
My, South Africa striking early, making, and not just any strike, but the batter that is in form has just departed. Now being a new batter into play, Esther Iloku with the new batter at the crease. When I was just still giving her praises of how well she's done in the tournament, Jane Winnister pulls up a shocker. Now, but still too early to throw in the towel. Just a little bit of turn. They fortunate to get an outside edge, and they pick up a single. These first 6 overs will be crucial for both teams, how they are able to work them throughout, what their strategy is. Better just playing full face defense. End of the first over. 2 for 1. So if you are in Accra, Ghana, just lazing about, we invite you to come through to the Achimota complex, to Arena A, and get an experience of first-hand cricket, the first ever in the African Games, the 13th edition of it. And I tell you what, it's been a fantastic tournament that we've had so far. Beautiful shots and catches that we've had. The scenery is good. The atmosphere is festive. You will get to enjoy some good quality cricket here. But at the moment, action continues. Leah Jones coming from the zoo end. South Africa going on the option of having spin on one end and then pace coming through from the other, not wanting the Ugandan batters to settle to one form of bowling.
Eli was going to talk about the spin attack of the South Africans yesterday. They used all spin all through against Nigeria, where they bowled out the team in 18.4 overs. But just as you say, it is better, or the South African strategy would be such that the Ugandan batters don't get used to any type of bowling. Pace, spin, throw them out to Esther and Gloria at the crease.
Fencing at that one, just outside off stump. It wasn't full, it was just on a good length. Esther Iloku drawn forward, but not able to get to that one. So this will encourage Leah Jones to operate on that line. Fuller looking for the block hole, but dug out. And there's still a quick single. And this will be important for Uganda. They will need not to be bogged down by top balls, but look to rotate strike as much as they can. Take a leaf out of the South African innings. We're only into the second over, so there's still an opportunity for them to just work around that formula and see how they can get their innings off to a start.
Lies 3 dot balls already in this over, although we have 2 balls to come. But of course, the Ugandan batters try to see how they can rotate the strikes. And the first innings, the South Africans were able to do that, to be able to pile up those runs on board in the first innings.
Strike rotation is an important part of the game. How you maneuver it when you're given good deliveries, just look to work them in the pockets around. Crunched. This is through the covers, but there'll be a sweeper. They look for 2. Good running. No one standing up at the stamp, so it was easier for them to come back for the second there. Leah Jones even pointing out to Naidu that you should throw to the wicketkeeper's end. That'll be end of the second, 5 for the loss of 1. Jane Winnister into a second over. Struck on the first, on the 4th delivery of her first over. It's been given another go. Esther Iloku will be on strike. She's changing her action. She'll be coming around. Passes the edge. Good ball, well flighted, and a good pace on it at the same time. This definitely will be a good contest. Just working it, leg side, quick single take and good running. This is good. It shows that they are well aware of what they need to do. That is Uganda. They need to continue to execute such plans. Don't allow themselves to be bogged down.
The required run rate is 6.62.
A good shot. Gloria opening the face of the bat. This is what you should look to do. If you can do this consistently, you will be able to stick or just be at par at most with what you are required to do. And I'm sure that they can count on getting 1 or 2 boundaries. They will be okay. Well, Esther will be happy with that one as she was able to make contact with the ball. Might not have picked the single that she wanted, but that sound, just that contact, will give you confidence that you know what you're doing.
I like the South Africans really keeping it tight and compact. Ensuring the batters at the crease work hard to pick up runs.
It'll be punched straight. It's good running, taking on the fielder. And that'll be the end of the third over. That'll be 8 for the loss of 1. That's the equation 115 required from 17 overs by Uganda to clinch a spot in the final. This is the semi-final of the women's edition of the 13th Africa Games Cricket Tournament. Both teams just looking to find ways to get themselves to those last two. Leah Jones back in the attack. Worked away leg side. Just skip it to 1. They decide for 2, but they call for it. But I believe that they would have had an opportunity to run for that one. So what will be important in these few overs that are left of the power play, one of the two would need to be a little bit more aggressive so that they stay within the required run rate, currently at 6.7. They don't want it to get above 7 or 8. So they have to take a little bit of more risks, go over the top, get a couple of boundaries. Worked away. That's good running. Good stuff. I like this. Challenge them. Put it towards the right hand of the fielder or left and run.
Good running between the wickets. We see the run rates has just improved 3.00, but the required is still 7.6, rather 0.78. Probably a boundary or 2 per over could help ease or improve the run rates for the Ugandan side.
That's a deft touch from Esther. That's good play. That's intelligent playing. If you're not given width to work with or room, try to navigate the good balls into a good space that allows you to run, or rather the spaces that you're given. And that shows that you're paying attention to your fielding, your field options or scoring options rather. Cracked. Nice run straight through for 1. It's been a good over so far for Uganda. They are showing some intent, which is good. They're not just looking to play across their lines or to just play with no plan whatsoever. They're showing that they have a strategy that they're looking to employ, rotate, strike, and build a partnership. Going down leg, they try to run for 1. Well run. That's good. Good awareness. Good call by Gloria. She was running to the danger end and picked it up that nobody was nearby. Would love to just be in the Ugandan dugout hearing the shouts that they're making, the messages across. Might come a little bit disturbing for the better because you don't know who to listen to at the end of the day because instructions are coming for every direction. But I must tell you that it must be positive news either way because these two, they are building something here. Cracked. That'll be end of the 4th over. It'll be 13 for 1 after 4.
5 runs taken from that over. Uganda winning the toss and opting to bowl first, but it seems as though they have struggled in the first innings to justify that decision earlier at the toss.
Well, they were hoping to pick up wickets early. South Africa also came with a strategy, which is something that you will see as the competition gets stiffer or as you go up. That you, even if you might have a plan or a decision that you are wishing to employ, your opponent might just have one better than you. Worked away leg side. This will have the legs to go through. But a good fielding effort from Renek just keeps it to 2. But that was a good shot from Esther. Going across the line and just looking to work with the pace of Jane Winnister. It's a good fielding effort. Getting your body behind that ball and then sending it back. That was Fire Tooncliffe. So you see with Jane Winnister what she's doing here. She's coming around so that she doesn't give Esther room to free her arms. It tucks her in. Because if she does come over the wicket, there's always that element of room outside the off stump. So she's rather bowling either exactly on off stump or just on the middle stump with that ball that just keeps straight. Leg side and worked away. And they run. It's good running. Oh. Winnister takes 1 on the shin. It will hurt a bit. But tell you what, it's all bruises that come with the game.
Ella, if you can't get the boundaries, you get the singles, just to ensure the scoreboard is ticking, and then you keep the scorers busy. That is exactly what the Ugandan batters are doing at the crease.
That's a good run. Seeing a momentary lapse of concentration, or rather indecision from the fielder as to which end to throw it through, allows them to steal a single. Uganda, you'd say that they need a boundary in this over or the next. Because the run rate, it's creeping up, or the required run rate, 6.9 at the moment. One more dot ball, it'll see it reaching the 7 mark. Umpire just asking the better, just to make sure that their apparatus is well fixed on their body. Good team spirit there, being helped out. Quick single taken. It's good running. Well done. They're rotating strike very well. And that will be end of the 5th over. So after 5 overs, Uganda 18 for 1. And on that note, there will be, after 5 overs, there'll be a change in the commentary box. 18 for 1.
Thanks, Eli. It's a big chase here for Uganda. They will have to muzzle something out of this one. 123 runs. There's a target. And it's 18 for 1 from after over number 5. We're into the last over of power play. And it's South Africa who have dominated this one. Current run rate at 3.6 and over. They will need more than that. Dennis will be joining me. Dennis, you're welcome to the box.
Thank you, Eli. Thank you, Endurance. 3.5 every over is only 70 runs, and you're gonna need about 123. They need 105 runs from 15 overs. Something has to give for either Gloria Bukol or Esther Iluku.
It's Jen who attacks from the school end of this ground. Big shout question asked there. Umpire doesn't seem interested, and they will scramble for a single.
Yeah, Banetti, the new bowler for South Africa. I think what the Ugandans needs to do is to, target one bowler they're really going to go after, because you can't bat in one gear. You need to find second gear, target one of the bowlers and try and up the ante. If you keep playing the same way for both bowlers, then it won't work.
Fielders around the inner ring. We talked about it earlier in the first innings. They're putting you under pressure to enforce and look to go over the top. Or basically, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fielders in the ring.
Yeah, because from the look of things, Endurance, it looks like Uganda, the only plan is to just keep tapping the ball and running.
They force a single there. Brilliant shot to mid off.
I love the agility of the South Africans in the field. Can see the captain there, Shangas Ndumiso, putting her body on the line. She took a brilliant catch yesterday in the win against Nigeria. So they are putting everything on the line because the stakes are now very high in this semi-final.
Well, you want a medal, and it will be historic. Full toss. Oh, this time Grace is through, covers. Will it go all the way? Yes, that's the needed boundary. And a reliever for Uganda.
Yeah, finally the boundary comes for the Ugandans. Banetti with the gift of a full toss. All Esther needed to do was just caress it into the gap beyond the diving fielder in cover, and runs away for a welcome boundary for the Ugandans. It's a long time coming, that boundary.
Big swing. But this time again, they scramble for another single. It is Esther who's trying to become the aggressor here.
Which is not a bad thing. That plan is working already. At least they can be able to get from one end to the other. I think they just need to also find an extra boundary that can complement that running between the wickets. Because the South Africans won't mind the ones. But Uganda really need to make sure that they are finding a boundary in every over. Banetti, one of the quickest bowlers so far in the tournament.
Gloria Obuko will be facing this one. The run rate just moved a touch to 4.5. She goes booming drive straight to the skipper. Run out opportunity. Oh no, misses that one.
If it had hit, Gloria Bukol was gone for all money. When she's taking the run on the other end, most times she slows down like she's given up already. Direct hit could have had her in trouble. Need to be committed to the run and see it through. Slide your bat in.
Needed singles been taken. They will have to do more. Full toss straight to the fielder at short mid wicket.
Lester Iluko misses out on that one, but not a bad over for the Ugandans. They get 9 runs off it. Uganda now 27 for 1 after 6 overs, and that concludes the power play. The run rate has gone a touch up. 4.5 runs now every over.
Required run rate is 6.8.
After 6 overs, South Africa were 33 for 2. So they're just slightly ahead of where Uganda is right now, but not so far away. I think Uganda just need to stay with that rate. Find 5 runs every over up to until the 15th over. And then at the back end of things, the pressure works both ways.
Immaculate would have been very key to this chase. But she's gone. And the job is on Gloria and Esther.
Bowling change for South Africa. Naidu, the play of the match yesterday in the win against Nigeria, comes into the attack.
Brilliant piece of fielding again. South African fielders, 3 runs from that delivery. Half tracker. Plenty of room to capitalize on.
Yeah, endurance. That's the ball to hit. Because the next one could be the very good ball that you can't play. So when you see a half track, especially for Melegi,
it's in the air, but drop shot, save, run out opportunity, needless throw, but Ugandans will be happy with that single given.
I think that is the intelligence that the Ugandan batters need to understand, that you need to capitalize on all the bad bowling and then just try to find a way of negotiating the good balls.
So, Naida bowling this morning, warming up. She bowled brilliant deliveries. You don't want to face her at her best, because leggies will always create problems for right-handers.
Naidu has been brilliant through the whole tournament. She creates the pressure for the rest of the bowlers to pick up wickets. And she's the key bowler for South Africa.
Interesting to see how South Africans throw their bodies at every opportunity they have, ensuring it's just a single or nothing. That's the commitment of top athletes if you want to be one. Brilliant. That one missed everything.
Yeah, Esther Iluku there running clueless. There was a chance for a second, but she seemed more relieved to be on the non-striker's end. Yeah, the South Africans, their agility in the field, I think, is what the Ugandans were missing in their first innings. There's everything to play for. There's no point. After this, there's nothing else to play for apart from bronze.
Ooh. Brilliant piece of bowling here. Just keeping it simple. What she loves to do. That accent rate is climbing. 92 required from here. The Ugandans will have to do more if they have to go into the medal assurance spot. Full graces it through mid-on for a single. And that's the end of the 7th over. It's 32 for 1. You can't say no far off. South Africa were 38 for 2. Uganda currently on 32 for 1. It's 7 overs board. It's Kayla who continues. Yesterday she bowled brilliantly. Nigerians struggle to put her away. And let's see how the Ugandans respond to her questions. She's going to ask many. Take one, and that's the wicket. That's the break. She does that every now and then, bowling around the wicket, bowling from a blind spot. The needed break for South Africa. It's Gloria who departs. Looking set, unfortunately, she has to go.
Yeah, Kayla comes into the attack and she immediately breaks the partnership. Gloria Bukol trying to work it onto the offside. Not enough room for her. And again, Karabo Meso outstanding behind the stumps. That wasn't very easy to collect. But she takes a very good catch. Uganda lose their second, 32 for 2. And the new batter is the vice captain, Janet Mbabazi.
Kayla, not sure the batters in this tournament are going through the visuals from other games. And there must be a way they can walk around getting runs off her bowling, because she clearly starts from bowling around the wicket, making it difficult from that angle for batters. And she just dots them across the right-handers.
Yeah, it's I think if you want to be successful at the high level, it's now becoming the bare minimum that you need to have an analyst on in your team to just try and make sure that you cover that 1%. Kayla yesterday and Naidu bowled in partnership, picked 7 wickets between them and gave away just 25 runs. And ultimately, that was a deal breaker for Nigeria.
I mean, clearly, when you have a tough leg spinner from one end and you see a bowler like Kayla, you think you can put her away. And then she dots them in, putting you under pressure. Just dropping shot.
That was a chance missed by the South Africans. Banetti, the guilty party. Janet Mbabazi offering some catching practice.
It's the captain there. Half tracker, couldn't put that one away. That could have gone either side of the wicket.
One of the things the Ugandans need to do when they go back home, especially before the global qualifiers, is just do some power hitting. They like caressing the ball. But we saw Ndumi, so the captain for the South Africans, she puts a lot of power behind her shots.
Brilliant catch. Another wicket. This time found the fielder at shot. Covers. Disappointing time. Janet will depart it from here. She had a half tracker. She didn't take it. And this time gets the fuller delivery. And she found the fielder. The needed break for South Africa.
Again, no power in the shot. Simple, giving a simple catch to Faye, who takes a good catch. She hangs on to give Kayla her second wicket in the over. Dismal tournament with the bat for Janet Mbabazi. She'll have to go without troubling the scorers. Uganda losing 2 wickets in quick succession. They are now 32 for 3. The new batter for Uganda is Stefani Nampina.
Last delivery to come here. Kayla again yesterday. She bowled a maiden wicket over. First up. She's done it again, hopefully, after this delivery. Big shout. Yes, given 3 from 6 deliveries. Amazing piece of bowling here by Kayla. Making this all glorious for South Africa. It is Kayla who's done the damage here.
Yeah, maiden wicket over there from Kayla. Top quality comes into the attack and she picks up 3 wickets. Stefani Nampina just planting her foot, and the loud appeal there from Kayla convinces Adil Kasim to raise his finger. Uganda lose their 3rd wicket, and they are still stuck at 32. Lose their 4th wicket, and they are still stuck at 32. It's all been happening on one side while Esther Eluku was just having a watch from the other end. 32 for 4 after 8 overs, Uganda.
And it's Rita Munsamali who joins Esther. Dotting that one.
Yeah, in T20 cricket, things change very quickly. At a certain stage, Uganda were only 30 for 1, but now they are quickly for 4. Now it's just on South Africa to make sure that they don't loosen the chokehold from here on.
Beautiful. Naidu just having fun, dotting them away, creating pressure on the other end. Dennis, you talked about bowling in pairs, partnership. That is what we find. Kayla will be coming back to bowl. Potential hat-trick delivery.
Yeah, I think all throughout the whole tournament, that's what Naidu has done for South Africa, and she's done so well. Yesterday she picked up the Player of the Match award, but she's created all the pressure from one end, and the other bowlers have benefited. In one of those games, the captain picked up a 5 for 13 because of the pressure that had been created by Naidu.
More dots, more nails into that coffin. Uganda have to find a way here.
Yeah, I think Uganda will need a heroine to pull themselves out of this hole. Yeah, but for now, South Africa just look like they've done enough to just make sure they manage the rest of the game and pick up a victory.
More dots here. 9th over sailing away. Pressure soaking in the dugout. The Ugandans not happy with proceedings. But South Africa short in the air but safe. Fielders come around them. Only 2 it will be.
Yeah, the half tracker now picked up by Esther Ilukul. Not smacked out of the park, but at least they get 2 runs. End of 9. After 9 overs, Uganda 34 for 4.
Need a run rate climbing to 8.09 per over. Presently on 3.7.
The second semi-final coming up in a couple of hours. The female Yellow Greens of Nigeria taking on the Lady Chevrons of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe have been the standard so far in the tournament, have not put a foot wrong. 100% group record, but 1 shot, 1 kill in these semi-finals.
Brilliant shot this time. No easy call. Kayla tosses that one up. Dennis, that's where you talked about the power hitting. I have to grace it nicely.
Yeah, there's too much caressing of the ball from the Ugandans. I think that's something they need to work on. We saw the South African girls, even the Zimbabweans, they have a lot of power in their game. that power helps you, try and make sure the fielders back away a little bit, and that can create opportunities for you.
She tries to go across. Couldn't get hold of it.
Esther Ilukol not helping her partner. You always need to make sure you help your partner get off the mark. That one run is very important. Now that becomes a dot ball and creates more pressure on her to try and, find the one run.
This time she goes on the back foot, but still can't get it off the square. There's so much pressure here. Kayla dotting away.
Yeah, and after 4 dot balls, you can realize South Africans very, very intelligent in their play. They back off a little bit. Now they can allow the 1s and 2s. 2 runs on over is okay. So now Uganda now picks the single. So you can see a team that is on top of things and they understand in their game.
Clearly they're a very organized side. And they're showing the supremacy here. We want to see some real intent from Uganda. Hopefully at the back end. Another dot. And that brings us to the end of the 10th over. And it's 35 for the loss of 4 wickets. And changing the comes box. Back with us is Innocent Ndaula.
With temperature in Ghana above 30 degrees, fluid and more fluid is required. Welcome to the comms, Innocent.
Thank you very much, Ijoma Okibo. Did I pronounce that right?
Just a little bit to an extent, though, but of course, it's fine.
Well, you say it's fine, but it's not fine for Uganda, who are here grinding out an innings halfway stage. They're 35 for 4, headed down south. Naidu. Uganda scupper through for a quick single because the South Africans are sprawling all over the park, looking to make things very, very, very black for Uganda. They are turning off the lights when the sun is out here in searing hot conditions. Anari Dekason comes on. They say, Uganda, you bowled us more than 15 overs of spin. We will pay you back in the same vein. They bring on spin and more spin, and this spin has wreaked havoc into Uganda's batting. 3 wickets in the last over bowled by Kyla. A triple wicket maiden over. Easiest of chances. Esther Iloku was already playing like a tired person, and she's helped to go all the way back to the heart. Just catching practice given to the South Africans, who will surely need to grab a defeat from the jaws of victory to lose this one. They are showing contestants to be in the final. Uganda must start thinking that maybe we have no medal here, or maybe we can regroup and play again. But for me, the body language was poor in the first innings. There were a lot of butterfingers.
That's there you have it on the screens. Great catch of the batting of Esther Iloku. She's gone for 19 after facing 32 balls. But just as you said it, Innocent, the Ugandan team will need to regroup. 5 wickets lost already halfway into the innings. The current run rate is 3.43, but of course the required is 9.16. That is, it means about 2 maximums or 2 boundaries in an over. If they are able to chase the score of 123.
Uganda on the brink over here, folding for a very, very small basketball score. Wide it will be. Kevin Awino trying to throw her bat at that. Kevin Awino, former captain of this team, has opened the innings for Uganda. And then she's batted at 11 at one time. She came back as an opener and a keeper. And now she finds herself in the middle order. The life of a cricketer, not one you will cherish when things are not going your way. And in the world of Kevin Awino, she thinks she's much better than the praise people give her. Through that, she must show and earn all the stripes. Some leg spin on offer. Kevin Awino just turns it around the corner. She's off the mark in quick time. That is the end of the over. 11 gone. 38 for 5.
You know, I remember watching there you said it, life of a cricketer. I remember watching Kevin Awino 2022 at the Kubika women's event with Uganda. She was great. Was good. One of the player of the tournament at that point was good. But there we see Kayla.
Like I said, South Africa won't try to fix anything in the house. If it ain't broke, there is more spin in the building. Kyla is back. Picked up 3 wickets for 1 run in her second over. Kevin Awino trying to play it round the corner. Kyla, the hero, with the ball thus far. Giving her Uganda 2 runs now. There's no pressure whatsoever. She's trying a couple of things and she's giving the ball more flight. She believes Uganda have run out of serious batters. Shangaza Stopping that one.
Good stats for Kyla. 3 runs conceded, 3 wickets, 2.3 overs.
That is played finer by Kevin Awino. There will be some chasing to do. And she gets some runs there.
Good running.
Again, turning into her. They'll get one. The Ugandan dugout still supports. They still believe. But it is the end of the 12th, 44 for 5. The Ugandan dugout still believe, and yes, they have some more batting to do. Sarah Walaza, Fiona Kulume, no rabbits with the bat in hand are yet to come. Musamali Rita on the wicket, the informed lady of the cricket cranes, the finisher. And Kevin Awino playing in a new role in the middle order. Things have been very tight, and the batters need to back up each other. Uganda have lacked that point number 10 in every coach's manual. Awareness, when to run, when to field well, when to cut off the one, when to start from the 30-yard, when to count 5 steps off the boundary rope. And it's been the difference, because I feel this total 120 could have been 90 if Uganda had done everything right, including taking those catches. That is a good sweep by Kevin Awino. There is a misfield and a chance for 2. They'll come back through for the second, because Faye Tancliffe been very quiet throughout the second innings. We saw her with the bat. She didn't get so many. Clean board by Konsi Aweko. It is Shangase, the skipper. Again turned around by Musamali Rita. Musamali Rita always knows how to find the single, and that's a very good aspect or an attribute for a batter in the middle order. If you rotate the strike well, you get more runs. Awareness again. Kevin Awino looking away when Rita Musamali is trying to ask her to sneak through a single. The small margins. You won't win this in boundaries, but you'll win this with awareness, the skill set. That is going over the top. She gets it over the fielder there, Kyla. Again and again, the dugout begging them to scamper through for a second. There is no second at that particular time, and it's the end of the over. The score is 48 for 5 after 13, and there will be a change in the comms box. A lighter wonder, and I beg your pardon, there will be a change in the comms box. Dennis Musali and Endurance of him.
Yeah, Uganda trying to delay the inevitable now. 48 for 5. You need a big miracle to get yourself out of this one. 75 from 7 overs required. Jenna Evans into the attack for the South Africans. And after this pair endurance, I'll tell you there's not so much batting for Uganda left. So I think it's just for South Africa to manage the game from here on.
75 needed from 6.5. Short and wide. In there for the take, but not taking.
Kevin doesn't even need to cut that ball. There's no one in that third man region. Just use the pace of the ball, run it down. One of the simplest ways to score runs. Sometimes it's just that awareness when you're out there in the middle. Kevin hasn't done too much batting in this whole tournament. But you always have to be ready when your opportunity comes. You need to show up.
Straight to cover fielder. No run. Just easy tossing it back to the bowler.
I think it's just not the squad. It's just the power behind the ball. No power in the short. So it's very easy for the fielders as well to pick up.
But again, if they can just get and find the gaps, because they're not trying to hit into the gaps. It's just hitting straight to the fielders every now and then.
Yeah, but even if it is straight to the fielder, if it is hit with some venom, you know you can create an opportunity. But if it comes to you nice and easy, just pick up and throw.
Brilliant dab this time towards third man region. They will run the first one hard. They want a second run out opportunity. Yes, she's gone. It was there for the take. First one wasn't quick enough. Indecisive as a 6th wicket for South Africa. And as they will continue to dominate this innings here.
Yeah, brilliant cricket all round from the South Africans. The slide pick up and throw from Banetti creates the run out opportunity. Kevin was committed to 2 runs, but actually that's Naido, not Banetti. Clean slide pick up and throw right on top of the stumps. Karabo Meso does the rest. Beautiful cricket from the South Africans. A touch of class in that one. South Africa losing their 6th. Uganda losing their 6th wicket. They're now 50 for 6. And they are staring down the barrel of a semi-final defeat with the favorite South Africa not even needing to get into second gear for them to pick up the victory.
Happy moment for South Africa. They know they deserve it. They know they are ranked higher, and they are proving just that. Uganda trailing behind here with so much. 73 required from here.
The new batter for Uganda, Fiona Kulume. I think endurance, what South Africa have done well is that after that loss to Namibia, maybe they realize that they need to make sure that they go back to their processes and do things right. 14 overs, 50 for 6 for Uganda. And when they needed to step up and come up with a performance, especially in a semi-final match, they have done so. That's the mark of a great team.
You know, when I saw the rain on the first day, you wonder what's synonymous between South Africa and rains. As usual.
There will be no choking in this semi-final.
Certainly, certainly. Yes, and it's given. It's playing across. This is a no-show contender for Uganda. South Africa have dominated from the get-go. The 7th wicket departing.
Yeah, I think it's just the body language of the Ugandans. Not the sort of shot you would expect from Rita Musamali, but she plays around that. And Shangase was right in the face of Sarah Ndambanevana. Can see her right in her face screaming, literally begging for the decision. Sarah took her time, but eventually was convinced by all the 3 reds. Uganda lose their 7th wicket. 50 for 7. You can see the head coach there for the Ugandan team, Lawrence Matimba. He cuts a dejected figure. legend of the game back in Uganda, by the way. Must be feeling like was one of the best players of spin in Uganda. I must be thinking if I could get the pads on, I'd get this job done quickly. Sarah Walaza, the new batter for Uganda.
One of the finest I've seen in Uganda, with the likes of Kamika and Richard Okai.
Richard Okia is part of the technical team for the Victoria Powers, but today's performance I think won't make any of them very proud. But you must say South Africa been clinical. So Ndumiso Shangase leading from the front with the bat, and with the ball they've just given away nothing for Uganda to scrap on.
It's amazing the awareness of Ndumiso around the wicket, even while batting. She showed that intent every now and then. And you could see again while bowling, realizing what is happening around her and ensuring she backs herself up with decisions.
Through the gate there by Ndumi, so Sarah Walaza will have to walk without troubling the scorers. She goes across the line, and timber it is. Uganda lose their 8th wicket. And they are still stuck on 50 runs. Good over here from the captain of South Africa, Shangase Ndumiso.
There you have it, playing round out one, finding the timber, as my Ugandan friends will call them. Shangase, happy moment for her. She's managed to pick the second. And it's 2-4 from 1.4 overs. 50 for 8.
Konsi Yaweko, the captain for Uganda, from one captain to another, who coming into bat for Uganda. Extras wide from Ndumiso. Ndumiso has been a fine captain for her team. She's led from the front. She has the energy for the team. And today when they needed someone to dig in, she was able to do that. Sliding down the leg side. She's already picked up a Player of the Match award. So she's really been on top of things. She throws her body around in the field. She's taken one of the best catches so far in the tournament. Leading from the front.
They will scramble for one more. Nondomiso finishes her second over. And it's the end of the 15th over. South Africa, Uganda 52 for the loss of 8 wickets. Fiona and Kosi batting for Uganda.
I think for Uganda now it's just a case of reducing the deficit, the margin of loss, but it's a long way from where they are. 52 for 8 after 15 overs.
They
Uganda winning the toss, decided to bowl first. I don't know if they will rule that decision.
Well, either ways, they had wanted to bowl, both teams. But South Africa managed to set themselves up. It's Kayla, who's taking 3 for 7 from her 3 overs, and she's into her final over.
Endurance, we spoke about it. The first few overs that Kayla bowls, she bowls from round the wicket. But normally when she comes back to finish her spell, she'll bowl from over the wicket.
Just a single from that one. It's Kosi who got on the mark there.
The other thing that South Africa has done well, everyone in the squad has got an opportunity to play in the tournament. Uganda have used the same team for the last 4 games. They'll probably have one final game, which will be the bronze medal match. But they've had at least 4 players unused throughout this whole tournament.
Well, the level of cricket of these two nations clearly says and explains that position by South Africa rotating the team. They've sent their team out here to give them opportunity to play. Even though opportunities for medals and ranking are there, this time straight down the wicket, Fiona. The chase is on, but this will go all the way. It's Kayla who was conceded from this one.
Yeah, Fiona Kulume finally gets off the mark with the boundary. Some attacking intent there from the Ugandans. Hit very hard, splitting the two fielders. Tries to go big again over mid-wicket. There's a fielder coming around, will just pick up a single.
We talked about rotation there. I mean, it's a development side, and they are happy to expose these cricketers to this tournament, and so I'm sure they would want everyone to get a chance. Kayla constantly being consistent, and that's it from her. She's picked up 3 wickets for 13 runs in her allotted 4 overs, and it's end of the 16th over, 58 for 8. Uganda still toiling in this one. The 65 required from 24 deliveries. Big sweep. This time finds the gap in the deep square leg. And it's a boundary. It's Fiona who picks up that delivery from Nondumiso.
Yeah, the Ugandan tail is now wagging. Good pick up there from Fiona Kulume. She's able to find the boundary. But some of these hits, sometimes you feel like a little too late. There's so much work to do if they're going to find 61 runs from 3.4 overs.
A wide delivery this time from Shangisa.
South Africa will have at least 2 days. Tomorrow is a rest day, so they'll have a rest day before they come back to play the final on Wednesday afternoon.
This time forces that single. Yes, they complete it.
Maybe they'll be watching in the afternoon to try and get some notes from that second semi-final between the female yellow greens and the lady chevrons. Do some homework on who they will be facing in the final.
Consi into the party. She will get a single from that delivery.
More respectable now, the total from Uganda, 65 for 8. All played there by Kulume, but I think the difference in the game, especially in the run chase, was the first over ball by Kyla, where she picked up 3 wickets. And from there on, Uganda was immediately put on the back foot. They were railing and have just been surviving all the way up to this stage.
She goes across. Yes, is the call. Fiona wanting the strike, and she manages that one. It's end of over number 17, and it's 67 for a loss of 8 wickets, with the skipper herself, Nondumiso, picking 2 for 15 from 3 overs. The bigger girls will come back this time is Eli and Innocent.
Thank you very much, Endurance. These are live pictures coming to you from the Achimota Stadium, Arena A. Game between Uganda and South Africa. Jenna Evans back into the attack. Worked away by Consi, and they still a quick single. Bit of a hard and rock place. Uganda find themselves at staring down the barrel. 3 remaining, or just rather 2.5 remaining overs, needing 55 of almost 17 deliveries, you'd say. Good afternoon, Nino.
Good afternoon, Eli. Lights have been turned off here on a bright day of cricket. For the cricket cranes, for the Victoria Pals, I beg your pardon, the cricket cranes will be coming to town on Friday. It's early days. But I like the heart that Fiona Kulume, who's coming to bat at 6 down, is showing alongside the skipper, Concert Aweko. The other guys came around, played nothing shots, forwarded meekly. They were total shambles.
Well, miscommunication. Konzi hit that one straight to mid-wicket. Fiona Kulume took off without paying attention to the call from a skipper and pays the price. Jenna Evans effects a run out. Uganda will be 69 for the loss of 9. A good pick up and throw from the South African captain, who was fielding at mid-wicket. Always in the thick of things. New batter walking in will be Lona Anyait. Comes in at number 10. Jenna Evans continues. Swing and a miss from the skipper.
Lot of balls left in this match. It's the last wicket. Skipper just gives it to anybody, but no one takes it. 3 of them running into each other. Hopefully there are no injuries. We'd like to see them play in the final. And right there in your frame are the female yellow greens from Nigeria, just next door. They have fought their way into the semi-finals, ranked number 27 in the world. They are the lowest ranked team here. But rankings don't matter, they say. We will make it out in the top 4. May God bless them when they play Zimbabwe later in the afternoon. They will have to do a lot more work on the field. $18 done, 75 for 9. Wister opened the bowling and picked up the wicket of Immaculate Nakisui in the first for nothing. She's here bowling to the young Lona. Just manages to tuck that one away for 1. Lona is handy with the bat, Eli. Constant Aweko going for power there, giving it a fully blooded drive for nothing.
Well, it happens. I guess from here on for Uganda is to try and pick up the positives that they need to learn and areas they need to work on. Konsi takes off, but is sent back by Lona. So those are the things that they'll be looking at. What can they do better?
It's the small things. They say, do little well and you'll have done as much. Uganda didn't do the little things well today. There was no urgency. There was lack of awareness. There were a lot of butterfingers, feeble fielding.
I said, what are the positives, Innocent?
I'll remind you of the negatives because they didn't do now positive today. In the air, who wants that? It is the end of the innings. South Africa will celebrate a famous victory over Uganda, who remain winless against them. Banetti completes the catch. Look at the celebration. South Africa beaten on day one, but now they are assured of either gold or silver.
Definitely South Africa will be celebrating, winning by 50 runs, dismissing Uganda for 72 in 18.3 overs. And they've done it without breaking a sweat, you would say, guaranteeing themselves either a first or second place on the podium. So now for South Africa, it's either gold or silver. And there'll be celebrations. Whilst for Uganda, they wait to see what will happen in the other game, whom they will be fighting for the bronze medal. So there's still a battle for them. They're not yet out of that podium position that they would want. But as for this encounter, South Africa walk away the happier of the two. As you can see them just taking light jogs when you've done light work. We're not put under pressure. It'll be handshakes all around, as is the spirit of cricket. It's a game that unifies, a game that we play to make better relations. And this is how it all ended. Konsi Aweko looking to slog sweep, but only skying it up high. Short mid-wicket catches with ease.
Konsi Aweko almost caught on the playing turf. They will share commiserations with Uganda, who finished second best. No room for the second best in the final. Like they say, coaching is like a gospel. You've got to preach it every day. Uganda's coaches have got to go back and do it all over again. Try to instill the basics in their team, pump them up and tell them 1-2 losses in a week don't make you a bad team. You can rise from this. You're going to the globals. But for South Africa, it's a job well done. There must have been some hair dryer treatment in their camp on day one when they lost to Namibia. Namibia well back home. All should be on that flight to Windhoek. South Africa have their tails wagging, some fire in the belly. They have won emphatically here by 50 runs. Silence the Ugandans fair and square.
Now we'll have a look at the betting card of Uganda and how proceedings went by in their loss. Right there, starts of Gloria, 12 of 17, Esther Aluko, 19 of 33. Apart from that, Fiona Kuluma's effort of 12 is the only double digits score. And the rest have been ducks and single digits. 72 was all that they could amass. 72 for 10. And South Africa winning comfortably by 50 runs.
It's the bowling card for the South Africans. Kyla Renick, 3 for 13 in 4. She picked up all those 3 wickets in her first over, a triple wicket maiden over. Then Nondumiso Shangase, precious, indeed precious like her name, 3 for 17, 3.3. There was a wicket apiece for Aneri Dixon and Jen Wister, who picked up the golden wicket. I think it was the prize scalp of Uganda's batting sensation, Immaculate Nakisui, who got 50 yesterday. Nothing for her today. The summary for the match: 38 from 42 from Nondumiso Shangase, and is a pick for player of the match. Mian Smith got 20, Kyla 14. The top performers with the ball for South Africa, are the top performers with the bat as well, because Kyla finished with 3 for 13, Nundimiso 3 for 17, Aneri 1 for Uganda, 2 for 27, not very economical, but 1 wicket apiece for Lona and Janet Mbabazi. Esther Iloku 19 from 33, Fiona Kulme 12 at the death, and Gloria Buko 12 from 17 on the top. South Africa win big and very, very huge defeat for Uganda, who go down by 50 runs. That is it from the match. Here we'll join the beautiful voice of Ijoma Okibo with the presentation.
Mic check 1 2. Good afternoon and welcome to the post-match presentation of the first semi-final game of the women's event at the ongoing African Games here in Ghana. We've just witnessed Uganda take on South Africa, with Uganda winning the toss and opting to bowl first, restricting South Africa to 122 runs for loss of 4 wickets in 20 overs. In the chase, Uganda fell short, scoring 72 all out in 18.3 overs. South Africa win by 50 runs. Allow me to invite captain of the Ugandan team, Konsi Aweko. Hadlock Konsi, you won the toss, you elected to bowl. What went wrong?
We won the toss and we did what we wanted to do. We wanted to field and bowl first. The only thing that we didn't do right, we gave out a lot of runs that were unnecessary. We gave out twos and maybe put down some of our chances that were given to us during the fielding time. No wonder they took their chances and also got the day with a win.
All right, Konsi, you're still in contention for the podium finish. How do you regroup ahead of the third place game?
We are going back to do the same, because at the end of the day, I think my batters didn't come to the party today. I feel we fell short in our batting department. Tomorrow is another day. We're still around the meadows, so tomorrow is my batters' chance to come and also showcase what they have and give us the medal as a team.
All right, it's a T20 100 wickets for you, and from this game, how do you feel?
I'm happy about it because it's not easy to make 100 wickets in a career, and I still hope to get more ahead of me, but I'm grateful for the 100. It's a collection from my teammates, the catchers, and my wicket keepers stamping, so I'm grateful to them as well. It's for all of us as Uganda.
All right, congratulations. Wish you all the best there. Thank you. All right, allow me to invite captain of the South African team, Shangasi. Congratulations, Shangasi. Good spin attack you have there.
Thank you.
Just talk to us about it.
It's the way my team is. We have a lot of spinners, and in the way we're using them, I think it's the good way.
All right, you are into the finals. What are your expectations?
Good cricket.
All right, no problem. I wish you all the best. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, time for the player of the match. Allow me to invite President of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, Mr. Uyi Akpata, to do us the honors. For the player of the match is one player from South Africa, 38 runs, all 42 balls, 3 overs, 15 runs conceded, 2 wickets taken, no other than Shangase. Don't do me so. Shangase, 1 minute. Congratulations, Shangase. Well played, great captaincy. How do you feel?
I feel so happy. And thanks to my mates as well for supporting me in there. Yeah, thank you.
All right, all the best.
Thank you.
And that's it from this end. Stick around for the second semi-final game between Zimbabwe and Nigeria. It's Ijoma Okibo signing out.